Hello Top 10, it's time for another main game. For this challenge, we're playing Split Interests, and you'll be split into 2 teams of 5, randomly. You'll know who your team is, and you'll know who the other team is. You'll be able to mingle with both teams throughout the game. There's no sequestering of the groups. All players receive 100 points that they can use each round of the game. The game will last, at most, 5 rounds. After each round of mingling, players will go one at a time to the voting booth, where they will split up their points between 3 buckets. The first bucket is the team bucket. The team that puts the most points in their team bucket each round receives a victory point. The first team to 3 victory points wins the challenge, which means the game could last as short as 3 rounds, but also as long as 5. Points placed in the team bucket are thrown out after each round. The other buckets are cumulative, so however many points you put in over the course of the challenge will result in the final score at the end of the challenge. Remember, the game will end once a team gets 3 points, so the game might end at a time you don't expect it to. Also, each round will tell you which team won the victory point and how many points they spent in the team bucket. The second bucket is the immunity bucket. The player who puts the most points in their immunity bucket at the end of the challenge will receive immunity if their team loses. The winning team is completely immune, so this is for a second back burner immunity for if your team loses. Points in the immunity bucket accumulate, and after each round, we will increase every individual immunity bucket by 25%. So if in round 1, I put 20 points in my immunity bucket, in round 2, it will register as 25 points. Additionally, you can change your mind about the points in the immunity bucket, and you can remove them for play in other rounds. We will only tally the results of the immunity bucket at the end of the game. The third bucket is the bottom bucket. The results of the bottom bucket will be the last that we review. Once that a winning team has immunity and the losing team has an immune player, we will tally the results of how many points were put in the bottom bucket. The person who put the fewest points will be the last place finisher. Rounds that end in a tie between the teams for a victory point will be immediately replayed, with the points used in the team bucket being burned, and interest divvied out to the players who put points in their immunity bucket. If there are any ties remaining at the end of the game, the person who won the immunity bucket on the winning team will break ties. So the first team to get 3 victory points wins immunity and each gets 3 coins. The player in the bottom who loses the bottom bucket distribution
will select 2 of their non-immune teammates to go to a vote to enter the duel.
So it's a lot of point distribution. Are you going to try to win for your team? Or will you try to cover yourself by putting the most in immunity or avoiding putting the least in the bottom? It's very interesting. The main thing to note is everyone starts with 100 points, and that's all you get throughout the game except for the special interest rule of the immunity bucket. Good luck.